everybody. This is Justin Case here with our friend Jeff Griffin, and we're here to discuss the three lies that, what is it, people most often tell themselves?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you show up and you see somebody like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Fine," and their lower lip starts to quiver, and they want to like eat a pint of ice cream, and you're just like, "Yeah, yeah, that's not true." But a lot of times, what happens is, we have these conditioned responses. We have these conditioned responses that we've learned over the years, and we believe that people don't really want to hear about how we're really doing, and so, but we're discussing about the results, discussing about the success that we want. And a question I always ask people when I go and share my message of "You are the solution to impossible," I ask a question and to the audience, and the question is what are the challenges keeping you from the type of success you desire? Because I really truly believe that we all desire success, and success can be defined in so many different ways. And I've defined success in a three-part series. For me, success, some people think the opposite of success is failure, and I've never met anyone who hasn't failed their way to success. But to me, the opposite of success is to not even try or to quit. And so, success, there's a three-part series to success, and that is to know what you want. It is to finish what you start, and it also contains the celebrating the process. And a lot of times, just knowing what you want is enough to celebrate, because most of us don't know what we want. The majority of us know what we don't want, and so we really want to get to the point where we know what we want, because if we know what we want, then we're going to be able to obtain it and receive that success. If you've even made any type of sense right now, it will make sense here in a second. But again, we all want success. We all want results. We all want progress. We all want to advance. And so there's three lies that keeps us from obtaining that type of success. There's three lies most commonly used by people that keeps us from the type of success that we desire or we deserve. And that's a discussion for another day as well. But lie number one, Justin, is I don't have the ability to achieve my dreams and desires. You might have the ability, the DA down the street might have the ability, the politician on the TV might have the ability, or the popular person, on the cool table might have the ability. And we keep on pointing our fingers at everyone who we think has the ability to achieve their dreams and desires, but we don't believe we do. And that's the first lie that most people tell themselves, is that I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability to achieve my dreams and desires. Tommy does, Joe does, but I don't. And the truth is we all have the ability to achieve our dreams and desires. We come from infinite intelligence, and if we'll follow such faith, we'll create a consistent, persistent, and resilient routine that's going to help us obtain those results and that type of success. And so lie number one is I don't have the ability. Lie number two is I don't have the tools or skills. If you can get past lie number one, you're like, okay, I have the ability, but then we start telling ourselves, oh, I don't have the tools or skills. I didn't graduate at the right college, or I didn't even go to college, or I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, or I have the wrong color of skin, whatever it is, right? We come up with all these excuses, and we love those excuses because we made them up. We created them, and we love our creations. And so we're like, you know what? Yeah, I don't have the tools or skills to do this. And we just come up with all these excuses on why we can and why we cannot. But what's interesting is everyone who has a cell phone, everyone who's watching this right now on a cell phone or a computer, has access to more information than the President of the United States did back in 1992. And so, it's not a matter of resources, it's a matter of resourcefulness. And what are you going to do with the resources that you have? And because we all have access to so many things. And so it's a matter of, okay, how am I going to be resourceful? And so lie number one, I don't have the ability. Lie number two, I don't have the tools or skills. And so lie number three, which leads us to our last lie, which is I can do this myself. Now, we can do a lot on our own. In fact, history has shown us that we can do a lot of our own, but we can't do as much as we possibly can unless we do it with a team, unless we do it with somebody else, with a mentor or a coach. And that's why I love the fact that I get to, hang out with you, Justin. And that is because I learned some things that I typically don't see. The blinders are on or whatnot. But, we think we can do this on our own, and we don't invest. We don't invest in programs. We don't invest in coaches. We don't invest in mentors. We don't invest in our time. And so that's one of the third of the top three lies that most of us tell ourselves from obtaining the type of success that we desire or deserve. And so for you guys who are listening or who are still around, I would invite you to go to griffinmotivation.com and go to the shop section. Get your books. That will help you. Get your online course. That will just, add to what you discover and get and glean from the books. But, as I mentioned, we just got our hardbound copy of I'm Possible in the mail yesterday. It's a beautiful, sexy book. But the book is a story of how to chase after your dreams, attain them, and duplicate the process over and over and over again.
Now that book, it's written by a sexy, beautiful author too, right?
It is written by the one and only Jeff Griffin, who got a D- in English in 6th grade. And then in high school, his English teacher told him he'd never write a comprehensive sentence in his life. And that was validated his freshman English class in college. On day one, he wrote a paragraph. I wrote a paragraph. And day two, 6 of us out of 300 were called to the back of the auditorium. I was one of them. I go bounding to the back of the room, and I'm like, what did I win? And they're like, you won a date with the remedial English teacher. And I'm like, what does that mean? And they're like, that's why you need it. And so we are in our third print. We have the hardbound copy ready to roll. We've got endless possibilities, the 90-day recipe for world record results. And we've got a third and fourth on its way. The third one is called You Are the Solution to Impossible, based off the keynotes that I share. And then the fourth one is Why You Crying, Dude?
Why am I crying, dude? Hey, Jeff, the one big takeaway, it's not drudgery, it's an adventure. You talk about celebration and people that are going on this path for, transformation or improvement, they need to approach it like an adventure.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is every day is an adventure. I always say, like, you need to give your heart a reason to beat. Or, other times I'll say, hey, are you barely breathing and calling it a life? Instead of just barely breathing and calling it a life, you need to be dreaming and living that adventure to the point where life takes away your breath because you're having so much fun.
Wow. Well, let's just leave it at wow. Hey, this has been Justin Case, a guest of Jeff Griffin of Griffin Motivational. We want to thank everybody for joining us, and we want to catch you on the flip side. Take care, everybody.